You're chilling in your hometown, the place where your name's on every billboard. Your songs blast from every car, and your face is practically a city landmark. Then your biggest rival strolls in, takes the stage at a venue you've never even played, and gets your people chanting his name while dissing you to your core. That's the gut punch Drake felt when Kendrick Lamar rolled into Toronto's Rogers Centre on June 12, 2025, and turned the city upside down. A new fight video just dropped online, and fans swear it shows Drake's crew clashing with Kendrick's squad right after Kendrick's soul-crushing performance of Not Like Us. Social media is exploding, Toronto's picking sides, and this beef's gone from rap battle to street-level chaos. Let's break down how this feud got so wild, why Kendrick's Toronto takeover was a cultural earthquake, and what's really going on with that fight footage. Grab a seat, this story is a roller coaster. The spark that stirred the fire, this ain't your average rap beef. It's a saga that's been simmering for over a decade, like a pot of stew left on the stove too long. Back in 2013, Kendrick Lamar, the Compton poet with a Pulitzer Prize, dropped a verse on Big Sean's Control that was like tossing a Molotov cocktail into the rap game. He called out Drake, J. Cole, Meek Mill, and a dozen others, saying he was coming for their crowns. "I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder you," he rapped, grinning like he knew the chaos he'd unleash. My buddy Marcus, a diehard hip-hop head, still talks about that verse like it was a religious experience. Kendrick didn't just diss Drake, he challenged the whole industry to step up or get left behind. He told me over Wings last week. That was the first shot that it was friendly competition, Kendrick claimed. Yeah, right. It was a gauntlet, and Drake felt it. Fast forward to 2024, and things got nuclear. Kendrick hopped on Future and Metro Boomin's Like That, and threw a haymaker. "Forget a big three, it's just Big Me." That line hit like a sledgehammer. My cousin Lisa, who's been a Drake fan since Degrassi, nearly dropped her phone when she heard it. He's saying Drake and J. Cole ain't even in his league. She texted me, all caps. Kendrick wasn't playing patty cake anymore. He was claiming the throne solo. What followed was a flurry of diss tracks, Drake's push-ups, and tailor-made freestyle. Kendrick's Euphoria, 616 in LA, Meet the Grams, and the Atomic Bomb, Not Like Us. That track didn't just diss. Drake aimed to dismantle his entire legacy, accusing him of everything from cultural theft to far darker claims. Social media lit up, with fans picking sides like it was a civil war. Kendrick's Toronto takeover now? Let's set the scene for June 12, 2025. Kendrick's Grand National Tour with SCA hits Toronto's Rogers Centre, a massive stadium Drake has never played on tour. Let that sink in. Drake, Toronto's golden boy, the 6'6" god, hasn't headlined this venue, but Kendrick, his arch-nemesis, waltzes in and claims it like it's his backyard. My friend Jamal, who was at the show, said it felt like Kendrick was planting a flag on Drake's turf. The energy was unreal, he told me, still hyped days later. It was like Kendrick owned the city for a night. Kendrick didn't just perform, he orchestrated a public execution. The crowd was a mix of Kendrick fans, Shay stans, and wildest of all, Drake loyalists rocking OVO gear. Some even hoped Drake might show up for a surprise truce. Spoiler, he didn't. Instead, Kendrick ran through his hits, saving Not Like Us for the grand finale. When those opening beats dropped, the stadium erupted. Fans screamed every word, especially the brutal line, "Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor." Jamal said it was like a church choir, but instead of gospel, they were singing a diss track that called Drake out in the worst ways. The crowd gave Kendrick a 2-minute standing ovation, chanting "one more time." For an encore he didn't give. Social media posts captured the madness, with one user calling it CRAZY, that Torontonians were hyping a song torching their hometown hero. Another wrote, Kendrick dissected Drake's soul and danced on it in his own city. I talked to my coworker Sarah, who's from Toronto and was there, and she admitted it stung. I love Drake, but I couldn't help singing along, she said, shaking her head. Kendrick's got this way of making you feel his truth, even if it hurts your city's pride. That's the genius of Kendrick. He didn't just diss Drake. He got Drake's own fans to vibe with it. Posts on X showed fans in OVO shirts rapping along, while others outside the venue protested, blasting Drake's music in defiance. One guy, Julian from Whitby, showed up in full OVO gear just to show who runs this city. But even he couldn't deny the crowd's energy for Kendrick. The fight video that shook the streets right after Kendrick's show. The internet exploded, with a grainy video fans claimed showed Drake's affiliates scrapping with Kendrick's crew. It was chaos, fists flying, shouts, and a crowd scattering like roaches when the lights come on. Social media was split. Some said it was Drake's OVO squad defending their king's honor. Others swore it was a setup to make Drake look bad. My homie Marcus, who's glued to X, sent me the clip with a text. Yo, this beef just went from bars to brawls. But here's the twist. The video wasn't what it seemed. Sources like Hip Hop DX and Global News couldn't confirm Kendrick's crew was even involved. Some speculated it was just heated Drake fans clashing with random concert goers hyped off the show. The lack of clarity only fueled the drama, with X posts calling it everything from street justice to fake news. I called up my old friend Tasha, who works security at big events, to get her take. Toronto shows always got heavy police presence, she said. That night, there were like 25 cops outside Rogers Center, so any fight would have been shut down quick. She figured the video might have been from a nearby after-party, maybe at New Ho King, a restaurant Kendrick name-dropped in Euphoria. Fans flooded there post-show, turning it into an impromptu, not like us celebration, which probably didn't sit well with Drake's diehards. Whatever happened, the clip showed this beef wasn't just about music anymore, it was spilling into the streets. And Toronto was feeling the heat. How we got here, to understand why this moment hit so hard, we gotta rewind. After Control in 2013, Drake and Kendrick traded subliminals for years. They'd collaborated before Kendrick was on Drake's Buried Alive interlude and Drake on Kendrick's Poetic Justice, but the love was gone by the time Kendrick's. Like that verse dropped in 2024, Drake fired back with push-ups, clowning Kendrick's height, 5'4", and calling him a label puppet. Kendrick hit harder with Euphoria, labeling Drake a master manipulator and habitual liar. Then came Meet the Grams, where Kendrick spoke to Drake's family, alleging he had a secret daughter, a claim Drake denied on The Heart Part 6. But Not Like Us was the knockout punch, accusing Drake of cultural theft and worse. It wasn't just a song. It was a cultural movement, hitting #1 on Billboard and racking up 1 billion Spotify streams. My Uncle Ray, a hip-hop OG, put it best. Kendrick's not just battling Drake, he's battling what Drake represents. The flash, the clout, the commercialization. Kendrick saying, this is what real hip-hop looks like. That's why Not Like Us resonated. It wasn't just a diss. It was a statement. When Kendrick performed it at the Super Bowl 59 halftime show on February 9th, 2025, it became a global anthem. Marcus said it felt like Kendrick was speaking for every underdog who felt overshadowed by the industry's golden boys. By the time he hit Toronto, the song was bigger than the beef, and Drake's hometown cheering it. Almost a dagger to the heart.